Hi, Atascosa County. Charlie Gallegos here from the Pleasanton Express, and we are on another episode of A3 Amplified Podcast. And today I have a wonderful visitor.
Hi, I'm Evelyn Valportodesa. I'm the founder of Heartwarming Living Solutions. I'm so excited for y'all to be here
Yes,
today.
we are super excited to visit with you today. So, explain to us a little bit about what Heartwarming Living Solutions is.
So, Heartwarming Living Solutions is a nonprofit that we
Mm-hmm.
founded years ago. Um, the main mission behind Heartwarming is to serve the underserved populations, such as seniors, people that have intellectual developmentally delayed disabilities, special needs kids, and low income populations that could be facing homelessness.
Okay. And can you explain now, is this an income-based property? Can you explain a little bit about that?
So our property is completely different than anyone else's type of income-based program.
Okay.
We're located on 10 acres. We have an assistant living on our property.
Okay.
We're opening up a children's group home for special needs. And then we have housing like cottages, duplexes, and then we also have an RV park. So it's not necessarily an income based housing, but one of the
Mm-hmm.
things that we do not ask here is we don't ask to see if you make three times the rent. We're a lot of the issues going on that we're facing is with people on a fixed income, they can't afford a normal apartment
Okay.
or a house. So we're trying to fix that issue. And then with our assistant living, we take private pay and we're also taking Medicaid, which is unheard of in today's society of
That's
Medicaid
awesome.
and assistant living.
Okay. And what age requirements can live in this facility? How does that work?
So this is another thing we're trying to change from our
Okay.
competitors. So the age requirement, it could be from newborn to 105 years old. We welcome
Okay.
everyone. There's families that live in this facility right now with their kids that have disabilities. We have seniors that live in the assisted living. We have seniors that have a young adult special needs kid,
Mm-hmm.
and no other senior community wanted to take them because they have that special needs kid.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to close that gap
Mm-hmm.
and welcome everyone here with special needs, disabilities. You don't even have to have a disability to live here. We're just one big community that we're trying to be there for everyone.
That's awesome. And so, is there a waiting list?
So yes, we do have a wait list for our assistant living that takes Medicaid. So we do have a wait list open for Medicaid recipients, and then we do have a wait list for our cottages, our duplex. But right now, we do have open RV slots. It's all the
Okay.
way in the back. We do plan to build income based apartments in the front. So the income based
Okay.
apartments in the front will be federally funded,
Okay.
but we're just working on getting donations, grants, and stuff like that.
Okay, and can you, I guess, just explain a little bit about what the facility looks like? Like, there's, like you said, there's a cottage, there's an RV park. What is the homes and the duplexes look like? What is included when they live here?
Of course. So let's start with my favorite part, the
Okay,
assistant living.
okay.
So the assistant living, you're getting that country rustic vibe.
Hmm.
We have a little chicken farm in the back. We have
Awesome.
gardens. So when you first walk in, it feels like a legit home. It's a six-bedroom house, six bedrooms, five bathrooms. The license is going for 12, but we're probably not going to do 12. We'll probably do way less.
Okay,
And you're getting a traditional house for the fraction of the price. So what we're trying to build here is better staff to resident ratio.
okay,
So our staff to resident ratio is one staff to three residents. All right. Compared to
okay.
these other big
Right.
facilities, you're doing one staff to possibly 20 residents.
Hmm.
So you really get that family environment too. The community kids are here almost every day volunteering. We do a lot of outings. So that's the assistant living side.
Okay.
And then with the assistant living, you get your three meals. We go on outings. We offer free transportation within a 10-mile radius. And
Okay.
then the cottages, they come in different sizes. You have one bedrooms with one bathroom. You have two bedrooms with one bathroom. There's a duplex that has three bedrooms. We even have a trailer that is a duplex as well. So the cottages are not all bills paid. Utilities come separate.
Okay.
The RV slots are $500 a month, all bills included. We have a program called Housing Heroes and More, where people will donate gently used RVs, and then we'll help veterans that are experiencing
Oh, that's
homelessness or
awesome.
seniors that got evicted.
Right.
I mean, every day we get the most insane calls where someone on a income-based housing lost it, or
Mm.
they got evicted and they're on a fixed income and they have nowhere to go. So we have emergency cottage available for situations like that. And
Okay.
then we're working on community partners to help donate maybe even a tiny home. So
Okay.
there's a lot that we're doing on this property.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the two biggest projects that we're super excited for is the assistant living and the children's orphanage that we're going to open.
Wow. Can you explain a little bit more about that children's orphanage, what you plan on in the
Mhm.
future
Of
with
course.
that?
So with the children's orphanage in Texas, we call it a GRO.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest plan we have for that is to help serve within the community. There's not a GRO in this county.
Wow.
So what's happening, we've been talking to the child placement agency. They're having to send them all the way to Houston, to Dallas. And they have these huge sibling groups, and we're trying to keep the sibling groups together.
Right.
So we are looking into speaking with more community partners. We want to do where they could go to flight school. We want to do training for nursing. Maybe when they're in high school, they could do a CNA class and
Mm-hmm.
volunteer at the assistant living. Um, so, or possibly when they age out, they could age out into one of our group homes and work there
Yeah.
and go to college.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to help with the foster care population, how it's getting out of control, unfortunately, here.
Yeah. That's so sad, but
Yeah.
this is a great outlook for people that are in those situations.
Mhm.
It's a great option for them. Okay, so what inspired you to start this facility?
So the inspiration came from the need off of our outreach program.
Mhm.
When I was a new mom, I had my son, and we went through, it was during the COVID times, and he was born with developmentally delayed disabilities. And then later on, he was diagnosed with autism. He was on a feeding tube, a trach, he had respiratory
Mm.
failure. I literally saw him come back to life in front of me in Texas Children's.
Mm.
So while going through that, I was also battling my own challenges. I was diagnosed with Asperger's when I was 8. And then also during the time when my son was going through his challenges, I had a stroke.
Oh,
And
wow.
while I was in the hospital having a stroke, I saw that the discharge planners were sending people who had a stroke just like me to homeless shelters.
Oh, wow.
And then I started digging deeper, I started researching, and I realized there is a huge need for assistant livings
Mhm.
that accept Medicaid. There's a huge need for the in between. Most people get into assistant livings because they want to make a lot of money. That wasn't our objective
Mm.
here with this facility.
Mhm.
And that's why we purposely did this facility as a nonprofit, because we get calls constantly about low income seniors that
Yeah.
can't afford regular housing but have Medicaid. So that way we could serve them. And
Mhm.
then another thing we wanted to include within this community, because not just the facility, but in the 10 acres of the community, is there is mothers and fathers and families that have special needs children or special needs adult children.
Mhm.
And they feel like almost like an outcast. I know sometimes I get embarrassed. Sometimes my son will stim or he'll have behavior outbursts. And I really didn't have a community where I was at. So, like in this community, in this heartwarming community,
Mhm.
uh, it's really like we're just one big family of helping each other. Like there's another mom here in the community. She has a special needs son, and her and my son play. And then the sisters too, they play with our daughters. And it's like we understand if they have outbursts, we get it. We're not going
Mhm.
to judge them for
Right.
it. So that was really the beginning of that, is just to have one community
Great.
supporting each other.
That was your true
My
inspiration.
true inspirations is
That's
having community,
awesome.
because you never know, everyone could be one step away from being in a bad situation health
Right,
wise.
right. And I know you talked a little bit about the facility specifically, utilities and what they, look like. So what about food? Is the food, offered to the residents? Is it dining? How is the food
Yeah, of
in
course.
here?
So for the assistant living, it's 3 meals, 2 snacks. They're
Okay,
included. One of the programs that we're trying to launch, we're just working on getting funding for it. So if anyone wants to be a community partner and sponsor it, we
awesome.
want to start a legit chicken farm, and we want to do vertical farming. But for the
Awesome.
time being, we cook all the food in house.
Okay.
Sometimes the residents want to help bake, they're welcome to
Mm,
bake. We really want them to feel like it's not an institutionalized setting,
okay.
right? So, another thing that we do here too is we don't just take in seniors, we take people that have IDD in the assistant living.
Okay.
And they all help cook. If they want to help clean, they could help clean.
Hmm.
So, but for the most part, we provide all of those services.
Okay. And so, are there events and activities for the community that live here?
Yes, and then we also have events and activities for the outside community
Okay.
to come view it. So, coming up in August, we're going to kick off our seniors and special needs Monday connection groups,
Okay.
where it's going to be completely free. We're going to have activities. We're raising funds to do outings. We have a bus right now that could take them to do outings, and it's going to be completely free. And we're going to even provide them free lunch.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then the main part with that program is eventually we're going to have an adult daycare and a day hab for the community here,
Awesome.
and outside community. So for both.
Okay. You have a lot to offer, as we you can see on your services for this facility. Everyone deserves a place to call home. That's
Yeah,
wonderful. That's such a heartwarming saying. And this is a wonderful facility to help all these people that are in need. Now, if somebody were to be in a situation, what is their first step? I mean, how do they reach you? What should they do if they get into a situation and they might need your help?
of course. They could call our hotline number.
Okay.
It's 832-250-4542.
Okay.
And they could also text it as well as a cell phone.
Okay.
So they could just let us know what they need help with if we're
Okay.
able to service them. We also do a lot of advocacy. So we have multiple group homes.
Hmm.
And in our group homes, we house the IDD, intellectual developmental delay. We have mental health, and we
Hmm.
also have just low income based group homes.
Okay.
So we help with that as well.
Awesome. Okay, so after hearing all these wonderful things that you are providing for the community, what would you like to tell the public? What is your mission and what would you like to tell them? What do you need help with?
First, I would like to tell the public to never give up
Hmm.
and always keep God at the center of whatever mission you're trying to do. Also, if you're someone watching this and you have a disability, just like myself and my kids, uh, just don't give up. Just keep going. And then I would also like to tell the Pleasanton public, I've heard amazing things about you guys, and I would love, love, love for people to reach out to be volunteers, to join our advisory board. We definitely cannot do this without y'all. I really think God put us in this location on purpose. Back in December in 2025, my family and I, we were praying, we were fasting, and we prayed to God and we said, God, we really want 10 acres. We want to do an assisted living for special needs for
Hmm.
seniors. We want to be able to take Medicaid. We want to do an orphanage. We want to have income based housing. We would love a little RV park, a farm. And God delivered us this lady named Virginia. She's the actual real estate owner of the whole property. And she reached out to us 2 months after we prayed and fast. And she's all like, hey, I have this property. I'm elderly. I can't do it anymore. We'll work out a real estate deal. I'll defer 3 months of rent for 3 months of payments. And because originally we came from Cleveland, Texas, and we were trying to do that here. But I really feel like we're here for a reason. We're here to make impact. We're here to bring purpose. Again, if you notice, we're taking Medicaid. We're trying to show the world that we're not trying to be another assisted living that is trying to charge crazy prices. We're
Right.
actually trying to serve and help the community. So we definitely need everyone's help that's watching. If you want to be a part of this, any little thing you can help out with, please give us a call. And we're going to be doing different advocacy meetup groups here, and we're open to any ideas y'all might have on serving this community.
Awesome. So y'all heard that. And please reach out to her if you can help the Heartwarming Living Solutions. And you can probably also follow on Facebook.
Yeah,
Follow them on Facebook, see what they're doing, tune in, and help them out. All right. Well, thank you so much for having us today.
yeah.
This is so amazing that you're doing this for our community and helping them out. And we hope that this, spreads the word about this wonderful place. And, you get a phone call, you get some help. This is just wonderful. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here
Of
too.
course. Yes. And thank y'all for tuning in. That is another episode of A0 Amplified Podcast. Bye.